What's up guys, my name is Ace, and we finally got some more updates on XDefiant. It's been a little while of silence, but with the Ubisoft Forward presentation, there was a short section for XDefiant, and they confirmed a bunch of new things, including a second beta that's coming in about a week's time actually, as well as at least a launch window. They didn't give us an exact launch date, but they did give us a launch window. So let's dive in. The second beta that we're going to be getting is going to be from June 21st to 23rd, and this is a completely open beta, so you don't need to sign up and hope for a code or try to get a code from anybody. You can literally just download the game and play it from June 21st to June 23rd. And they mentioned with this, they're going to be stress testing the servers and also testing some of the improvements that have come since the previous beta, like massive netcode adjustments, so the netcode should be feeling a whole lot better throughout this test. And on top of that, for controller, especially on console, they have significantly cut down on that input lag, which was one of the biggest issues for me at least while playing the first beta on console. So really looking forward to getting my hands on that. It's a bit unfortunate that it's a very short window and it doesn't take place over a weekend as well. These are all weekday dates, which for me, I guess is fine because my day job is covering video games like this, but it's just kind of unfortunate that I feel like a lot of people will end up missing out or just not getting as much playtime as they'd like throughout this particular beta. Perhaps this is something where if we provide feedback during the beta, maybe they'd be willing to extend it over the weekend, but we'll just have to wait to see on that one. Next, let's talk about the content that we can expect for launch. And I believe most of this was already confirmed, but they did share this little screen here. At launch, we're going to be getting 14 maps. 10 of those are arena maps, and then 4 are the progression maps. And the difference there is arena maps are like the standard maps that you would play like Team Deathmatch or Domination, for instance, on. Whereas the progression maps, those are the maps where you have to like escort a payload, where they tend to be very narrow and long maps. Then on top of that, we have 5 factions, which are Cleaners, Libertad, Echelon, Phantoms, and then there will be an unlockable faction, which is DedSec. Next, we'll have 5 modes at launch. These are Domination, Occupy, Hotshot, Escort, and Zone Control. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we've had access to all of those modes in the previous beta, at least at some point throughout the beta. And then after that, we have access to 24 weapons and 44 attachments with the launch of the game. And this is the content we're going to have for the first 6 weeks of the game. This is going to be considered the preseason. And then 6 weeks after launch, this is when we dive into the year 1 content. And with this, it's great. They actually gave a bit of a roadmap here on the general content expectations throughout year 1. And with this, we're going to be seeing 4 new factions throughout the year, 12 new weapons throughout the year, so roughly 1 per month, and also 12 new maps throughout the year. Again, roughly 1 per month for an entire year. And while obviously they don't share any details on what these are going to be, I think it's great that they're at least giving us a general blueprint of what to expect throughout the year. So we're not left guessing on how much content we can expect to see and what level of support content-wise we should be expecting to see with this game. And so far, this is looking really solid. And with that, that leaves us with one last bit of information here, and this is the general launch window for XDefiant. It's been pretty much anybody's guess up until this point, but finally in today's presentation, Mark Rubin did confirm that they are going to be launching sometime toward the end of summer. So again, no actual exact launch date, but we at least get a general indication for when it's coming. And I think this is great. Looks like they're going to be launching well before the next Call of Duty game, which I think is an important window to be hitting. You don't want to launch right alongside a Call of Duty because even with everything that's going on with the COD franchise, it's still Call of Duty, and that's a scary thing to be competing against. So the fact that they're launching noticeably before the next COD is a great move in my eyes. I'm just personally a little bit worried because I'm likely going to be on my honeymoon when this launches, and I really want to be able to get content out, but obviously honeymoon comes first. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the news that we got today. Although this is some excellent news, I'm really excited to be able to get my hands on XDefiant again in just over a week's time with that open beta. Definitely excited to see how things play on console, especially with that controller input lag sorted out, and also with the new netcode. That was another huge issue in that past test, and I'm very curious to see how this game's going to feel with those issues worked out. Now, of course, these are just my thoughts on this, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about the news in those comments down below. Are you guys excited for that open beta that's coming in just over a week? Will you guys be playing it? And also, what do you think of that release window that they decided to go with, being the end of summer, well before the next Call of Duty launches? Do you think this was a good move, or do you think a different launch window would have been better? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.